The Bible Study Podcast, episode 650. Today, the Bible Study Podcast continues the study of Genesis with chapter 5. Welcome to the Bible Study Podcast. I'm your host, Chris Christensen. We're going to do chapter 5 today, and then we'll see how far we get. This is one of those that doesn't have quite as much information because it's a genealogy. This is the written account of Adam's family line. From Adam to Noah, Genesis 5. This is the written account of Adam's family line. When God created mankind, he made them in the likeness of God. He created them male and female and blessed them. And he named them mankind when they were created. When Adam had lived 130 years, he had a son in his own likeness, in his own image, and he named him Seth. After Seth was born, Adam lived 800 years, and he had other sons and daughters. Altogether, Adam lived a total of 930 years, and then he died. When Seth had lived 105 years, he became the father of Enosh. After he became the father of Enosh, Seth lived 807 years and had other sons and daughters. Altogether, Seth lived a total of 912 years, and then he died. When Enosh had lived 90 years, he became the father of Kenan. After he became the father of Kenan, Enosh lived 815 years and had other sons and daughters. Altogether, Enosh lived a total of 905 years, and then he died. When Kenan had lived 70 years, he became the father of Mahalalel. After he became the father of Mahalalel, Kenan lived 840 years and had other sons and daughters. Altogether, Kenan lived a total of 910 years, and then he died. When Mahalalel had lived 65 years, he became the father of Jared. After he became the father of Jared, Mahalalel lived 830 years and had other sons and daughters. Altogether, Mahalalel lived a total of 895 years, and then he died. When Jared had lived 162 years, he became the father of Enoch. And after he became the father of Enoch, Jared lived 800 years and had other sons and daughters. Altogether, Jared lived a total of 962 years, and then he died. When Enoch had lived 65 years, he became the father of Methuselah. After he became the father of Methuselah, Enoch walked faithfully with God 300 years and had other sons and daughters. Altogether, Enoch lived a total of 365 years. Enoch walked faithfully with God, and then he was no more, because God took him away. When Methuselah had lived 197 years, he became the father of Lamech. After he became the father of Lamech, Methuselah lived 782 years and had other sons and daughters. Altogether, Methuselah had lived a total of 969 years, and then he died. When Lamech had lived 192 years, he had a son. He named him Noah, and said, "He will comfort us in the labor and the painful toil of our hands caused by the ground that God has cursed." After Noah was born, Lamech lived 595 years and had other sons and daughters. Altogether, Lamech lived a total of 777 years, and then he died. After Noah was 500 years, he became the father of Shem, Ham, and Japheth. And there's not a lot to say about these particular generations. You will notice people living a long time. We will get to a point in the story where it says God said that's enough and doesn't let people live as long. The longest living person, Methuselah, if you do the math. It is hard to call these generations because we have people who are living to 130 or 162 or even as young as 65 before they have kids. Certainly different things going on at that time. If you live that long, I don't know if you're a teenager for 65 years or how that works, but you certainly can be established well in your career if you don't have kids till you're 130. But all of these generations going on, and the one exception, the one case here that falls out of this normal thing of he lived till such and such, he had this son, he had other sons and daughters, then he lived a long, long time, and then he died. And the exception here is Enoch. And Enoch is an interesting exception because there are only a few times in the Bible where we don't have the death of someone, in the sense that we get Enoch, we get the prophet Elijah, and not a lot of other people who are carried up into heaven, or who are not. In the case of Enoch, God took him away, and he was no more. And it doesn't say what that means. It doesn't say that he died. It doesn't say that he didn't die. It just says that he was no more. People looked around and Enoch was gone. And then God had taken him because he walked faithfully with God. And that is great, and that is certainly good, but it's according to the next chapter, which we're going to just get into a little bit, it is unfortunately not the commonplace at this time. And so we're going to get into Genesis 6, the beginning of the story of the flood. Genesis 6, wickedness in the world. When human beings began to increase in number on the earth and daughters were born to them, the sons of God saw that the daughters of humans were beautiful, and they married any of them they chose. Then the Lord said, My spirit will not contend with humans forever, for they are mortal. Their days will be 120 years. The Nephilim were on the earth in those days and afterwards, when the sons of God went to the daughters of humans and had children by them. They were the heroes of old, men of renown. The Lord saw how great the wickedness of the human race had become on the earth, and that every inclination of the thoughts of the human heart was only evil all the time. The Lord regretted that he had made human beings on the earth, and his heart was deeply troubled. So the Lord said, I will wipe from the face of the earth the human race I have created, and with them the animals, the birds, and the creatures that move along the ground, for I regret I have made them. But Noah found favor in the eyes of the Lord. And so this is the beginning. We'll carry on the story of Noah and the flood next week. But a couple things happening here. One is we've got sons of God and sons of men. I don't know. I wish I did. But that was the reason I said when we did the creation story, remember there are two creation stories. So quite possibly this goes back to the fact that there were two creations. We don't know. But we get the sons of God, who I assume to be Adam and his descendants, and the daughters of humans, don't know who they are intermarrying, and God decides at this point the people are living too long. And so all of the Genesis 5 of they live to be 165 and they have kids, that's cut off. At this point, we're going to limit the days of people to 120 years from now going forward. And we know that there are mechanisms within our own cells that start to decay after a while, and assume that that's when those mechanisms were put in place, or that's what's going on here. Can't say for sure, but basically that God makes this decision. But God makes another decision, which is this is not working out well. These people have become evil. And he looks around the earth and his heart is deeply troubled, and he says he's going to do away with us. Except he looks and he sees this guy named Noah. And we're going to pick up that story next week. With that, we're going to end this episode of the Bible Study Podcast. If you have any questions, send an email to host@thebiblestudypodcast.com, or better yet, leave a comment on this episode at thebiblestudypodcast.com. And thanks so much for listening.
Feeling stressed? Let's take better care of you. I'm Bonnie Gray, the host of Breathe, the Stress Less podcast. Subscribe at lifeaudio.com.